When it comes to Heki, he has always been a character that, well, I wouldn't say normal in an insane world, but he has sometimes been a little bit awkward character, yet at the same time still having a loyalty. Yet some characters do find him annoying because, as again, he feels normal in this supreme battle station. Everyone knows where he stands, and therefore he doesn't have that lot of fans, but those fans that he has, well, they he has. I have always well felt that Heki is adorableness and something a little bit sometimes, but he still has loyalty and he still has a will. So, and that should never be underestimated. Granted, he is nowhere near the level of Shin and the other free commanders, but he is definitely a character that will sacrifice his life should he get the case. And there has been some moments he has surprised us. Will this be this moment? I really hope so. But we'll see. Yes, this is the Kingdom chapter 552. Turns out Heki is also summoned to that place. And he's being bullied by the other members uh, of the other tribe members. Well, that's to be uh, that's to be expected. After all, they are quite pissed off at the fact that they're sharing with the plainfolders. While the brother of Mera tribe says to the chief Ragit and not to harm the outlanders. Apparently, this guy is brave enough to say that he doesn't care about Lord of Death's orders. Of course, she immediately cracks his. She immediately knocks him on the shin, which you know is a sore point. Afterwards, she kicks his head. Do not really know if he was killed, but I don't think so. But he was definitely knocked out. Even his own tribe members uh, say something like, in just 2 hits, apparently the Tiger Slayer. Does that mean he has killed tigers? Well, no, you know what? I don't know anything about the animal life in China. So if tigers existed there, then I guess I mean so. Either way, all the ones gather around as they all celebrate the Lord of Death. So while Ponan will translate for General Heki, so it seems that there are a lot of others who can talk. Either way, she begins to tell all the other tribe members that their food supply will only last now 3 days. While many of them protest, she tells them all to shut up, and they immediately do. So she says they have only two choices available. One is to retreat and escape into reach a safe haven in the Western Mountains, which is in a way not the mountain tribe's way. They never run away from a fight, although technically this is not fully their fight, but it is their fight. You know, it's that, I wouldn't say twisted loyalty. No, this is actually pretty incredible loyalty. I'm not saying the other tribes to Yontawa. I'm saying the fact that Yontawa is still willing to fight for Aesei's dream, despite being from different cultures. So, and all that stuff. Either way, is she says the other route is to crush the enemy within the next 3 days and claim the food supply for themselves. So of course there is no other way than to crush them all. But possibly, how can they? And even John Tawa herself lampshaded that if anyone voted for the first option, then they would have been beheaded. So suddenly an old man named Old Empo that calls Yontawa Mantawa. Don't know if he does that to mock her or if that's just some kind of senility. Either way, he lampshades the fact that if they must crush this all in 3 days, it's practically impossible because they have fought for the last 8 days and they have nowhere near gotten a single bit closer to the castle that is pouring out soldiers non-stop. Which Heki, who is also in this meeting, as I said before, lampshades. Is the fact that how are they gonna achieve that is a miracle. So Yontawa says that next attack will require sacrifices. Well, that this is war. Sacrifices is needed, as we all have seen. We may very well say goodbye to some very, well, I wouldn't say well-known character, but it almost sounds like this war will finally be, I wouldn't say finally because I don't like despair, but I will say, when I say finally, I do mean that will this war be that moment where we say goodbye to some characters we actually know by name? There's a high possibility that's going to happen. In a way, that will also be realistic, because after all, what people love about Kingdom most is the realism. Because people just cannot evade the fact that some fantasies are supposed to be fantasies. But I got off topic. And Yontawa even lampshades, even if some people die, there will be less mouths to feed. So the Falcon leader, I forgot his name, says that if you have a plan, give it to us already. So the plan, I wouldn't exactly say that is a plan. However, the plan is to kill Goba, Buen, and Bork, the three brothers and blood relatives of the King Roso. These three are the strongest swords of the Raisu army, and we all know the fact that he gave, one of them gave Baju a run for his money, and Baju is by no means an easy opponent. Heck, is the guy who for some reason could kick a steel shield, and he didn't even have shoes on, mind you. Whew, still, I'm basically just getting freaking out just saying that massacre, kicking a shield with his bare feet. And he still had trouble fighting these three, or one of them at least. So, according to John Tawawa, if any of them die, then the army of the Kurong, or as I call it, the Raisu army, will be cut in half. Still, they need to be killed tomorrow. So, tomorrow they will have the personal army led by Baiju, the Figo tribe, and the Mera tribe, who will all, these will all fight the Kurong and claim the heads of those three commanders. And all of the other plights will place under the command of either Fego King, Danto, Mera Chief, Katari, or Bayu, and do battle according to the orders they are given. And despite how many sacrifices will happen, they must kill one of those three commanders, which they are all delighting. It's during this moment that Heki cannot stand it any longer and stands up, and then asks, "Why are you willing to go this far?" It's because of my blunder that we are in this situation, and we'll see. And now tomorrow there will be countless casualties on this side. This may be our fight, but why are you willing to share our food and let your own men starve? Why is it that the people of mountains are willing to spoil much blood? And here is where things get a little bit confusing for me. It's because Yontawa Yasadala says, "You ask me this now after all we've been through, Heki, and to think since long ago I thought of you as a friend and a comrade." I don't really know what she means by that. Does that mean she has given up on Heki as well? Or is that meant to see, you are questioning why I share things with a friend? A friend do not question that. Is that what she's saying? Or is it the saying that she really has lost all faith in Heki, and therefore no longer considers him valuable? It's not exactly sure. However, Heki falls on his knees and begs that if you are willing to do all that, then my men are willing to offer an equal, no, an even greater number of lives on the battlefield tomorrow. So please grant this opportunity to redeem myself. I humbly request you to entrust my army with being one of the three keys armies in tomorrow's assault. Of course, I swear I will not disappoint you any further. A man's resolve must not be broken, Heki. I'm just saying, what you made now is a very dangerous promise. Because I said in the beginning of this review, unlike so many others, Heki can sometimes be considered neutral of all the others. He has not superpower, not even superpower of the other mountain tribes. And still, though, what Heki has is loyalty and a determination to never ever surrender to the people that threaten those he considers friends and loyal towards. So what I'm trying to say is, will Heki show some badass moments? In fact, there have been a lot of Heki fans out there who has been jamming on the Twitter or something like that, that Heki will finally show his balls or something like that. Well, they didn't really say balls, but you know what I mean. So in the end, what will Heki's role be? Will he be the sacrificial arrow, the one that fires all, and then open up the things? Because I highly doubt he is strong enough to fight one of those three uh, dangerous blades of Koigoron armies. Still, though, if he could, that would be great. I mean, it will finally give his character some badass moments, and not just be a whiny character all the time. Still, though, is it possible that Heki is now getting a death flag? If you think about it, if Heki falls, that will be one big change. Especially after the fact that he has been with this manga ever since the beginning. But again, Heki can sometimes be considered plain. So who knows? So what did you think Yomtawa words were there? Did she mean that a friend do not question another friend's loyalty? Or did she mean that she has truly given up on Heki? I don't know. You give me your thoughts if you have any. What do you think also that Heki's role will be?